I thought it might be time for a little update on this Triumph Tiger Cub project I've got on the go, and we've already seen it running, although not a start from cold and run. I'm not going to do that just now either, because I don't want to get the exhaust pipe hot, because I'm going to probably have to grab hold of that amongst other things in a minute to turn the bike around on this bike lift, because I want to work on the primary side. I need to sort out a better alternator than I've got on it. It'll run off the battery charger when it's connected up to the battery charger, but there doesn't seem to be enough output there at low cranking speeds to get it started. I actually had it started and running on the battery charger with the alternator also connected in, but when I switched off the battery charger, it kept running, but it was misfiring and spluttering a bit, and then it stopped. So I think I'm going to have to get a new alternator on it. The one I've got on there is a bit of an unknown and obviously not very good. Other things I've got to do with it, I've done. I had to adjust the spokes on the rear wheel because basically the tyre was rubbing on the chain guard and it was running too close to the chain. So what I basically did, of course, was slacken the spokes off on the sprocket side and tighten these on the side nearest to us, and it's surprising how far you can move a wheel rim by doing that. And I actually took the wheel off the bike to finish the job off and thought that I'd grab a bit more for luck, move it over this way a bit. And I had to take the tyre off because I adjusted the spokes by so much. I found that I had spoke ends protruding through into the rim, which wouldn't have done the rim tape and the tube much good, so I had to grind them down. But I went a little bit too far with it and moved it too far this way, and then I realised that the tyre was probably going to rub on the edge of the mudguard. So what I had to do was let the air out the tyre again, because I put a new tyre on it while I had the wheel off as well, but let the air out and slacken these spokes a little and tighten these. Well, I knew that these were the ones that had previously had the protruding ends, and I had lots of scope to tighten the sprocket side spokes up, so I didn't have to worry about anything interfering with the tube again. But I just adjusted it back this way a touch. I suppose in total, initially, I must have moved the wheel rim over by about ½ an inch. So I actually brought it back nearly ¼ inch, and I'm quite happy with where it is now. Everything's lining up pretty nice, and I think we're probably good to go with that. So, as I say, the next thing I want to do is get the bike turned around on the bike lift so I can get better access to the primary side and the alternator. And I'm also going to take this mudguard off and get it up the road to the painters and get that looking a bit more presentable, because I really think we're starting to get rather close to where we might be able to try this thing out moving under its own power. So that's very encouraging news, and hopefully it won't be too long before we might get some footage of it running nicely. I've still got to probably fine-tune the ignition timing. I only roughly set that, and maybe I can grab better carburetor settings, I don't know yet, but it's running quite nicely now, and it's showing signs of being very promising, I have to say. So that's where we're at the moment.